So the first DIY will be the decoration jar DIY, and after that the pinboard DIY will follow. So for the decoration jar DIY, you need a filled jar or just a bought one, like an empty bought one. You can buy them, and then we're going to make a cute decoration out of it, as you can see here. Um, as you can see, the lid has a different color. Then strings are used as decoration. And there's a cute small label which says writing utensils. We're going to do something out of this to this. The first step is to gather all the materials you will need. So first of all, the jar, as I already mentioned, then a pair of scissors, 3 different kind of pens. You can also take some other colors than shown in this example, then Tipp-Ex, and then you also need some nail polish. So this is optional, but I use it. Then a type of glue. I put 2 types there, but I finally use the white one. Then a pencil, a brush, and acrylic paint. And then also a colored patterned paper piece. And some golden thick string or a band, and some golden thin string. And also finally a cardboard paper piece. So the next step is to basically clean the jar. So first of all, you might look where to clean it and what you especially want to clean. So here you can see there's like sticky stuff. You can either clean it with your nail, like I've just done it, or you just clean it with a mix of water and soap. And so the first step would be to put out the things, if there are any inside of the jar, just put them out and place them somewhere else. And for example, I have to clean the lid as well, which was kind of hard, but yeah, it's possible. After cleaning the lid, you will color it. So we'll look that white, like in this example, or you can color it another color. You can see there's a difference. And so I use Tipp-Ex to smooth out some rough, like the rough surface, or to just smooth out some parts. And then I used some acrylic paint, however, that seemed pretty dark. So I finally also used Tipp-Ex. And so you can see the Tipp-Ex also gave the lid a shine. And so these 3 things made this lid. So the next step is to create a label. So for this you need the colored patterned paper piece, and then you need the 3 different pens, and also a piece of a cardboard paper. I used the color brown because I think it suits the best to my DIY, and then a pair of scissors. So first of all, you want to cut out a piece of the colored pattern paper, and before finally writing the label, you might also want to experiment with the colors and see which colors fit the best to your label and to the final DIY. And after experimenting with them a bit, as you can see, I just wrote writing utensils, and then I decorated it with some hearts, as you will see in some seconds. So this is my final paper label, and as you can see, I'm also going to cut it, and I'm cutting the other the free areas of the paper in order to have a good label and to create more the effect of a label. And then now the next step within this bigger step is to get the cardboard paper and then place the label onto the paper. And as you can see, there's already a cutout shape, and we want to receive the same, like about the same shape. So cut about 1 centimeter or a half of a centimeter of the label, of the paper label, first of all a rectangle, and then a small triangle at the front, so it kind of creates like a arrow kind of shape. You have to cut the cardboard paper, and first you can just briefly cut it, and then after that, if you see some edges are different size than the other edges, you can just cut them away. So then I erased the leftovers of the pencil marks that I've done before, and in order to create a clean base for the label, then I placed the paper label with the writing onto the cardboard piece, and I glue the paper piece onto the cardboard piece, like about in the center, and at the end, as you're going to see, I'm also firmly going to press on it so it will be so it sticks really onto the cardboard paper. And then you come to the last step of creating the label. So you basically just have to hole punch it, and you should try to hole punch it in the center if you don't want some abstract art label. So yeah, so in this example it didn't quite work out, but I think you can still see what it's supposed to look like. Coming to the next step, I have to decorate the jar, so you just take the first end of the thick band and then place it firmly around the jar, as you can see in the video, and then when placed around the jar you just tape it again, and with a good glue stick it should look like this. And then you take the thin string and tie it around the or over the thick band tightly for I think 2 or 3 times, you can decide it. And then you just put in the label, as you can see, and then you just simply tie a small bow, which you can later adjust. You can also cut the ends of the thinner string in order to make the ends the same length. And the last step is to basically use it. So you can put anything inside it. So for example, the things that it contained before changing it to a DIY. As you can see, it looks way better than the first jar container. So yeah, it's a very cute DIY, and it looks good in comparison to the other one. You can see that there is a change in color of the lid, of course, because we colored it, and it's also cleaner. It looks new, and it has a label which contains more information, and yes. Coming to the next DIY, which will include a pin board. So first of all, gather all the materials. So a pin board, a block of paper, so lined paper, or you can just use already colored lined paper, as you can see in this example. So you can choose between those both. Then you need a pair of scissors. Then you will also need different kind of washi tapes, or you can just focus on using one, as I did. So I had these 4, and I later decided to use the yellow one with the red hearts. Also need some pictures, some keychains, another picture, some cute drawings you maybe made, anything you just want to later pin on this pin board. The second step is to create a small to-do list. You need the lined paper, gray pens, or just any color you wish to, the wished washi tapes, and yes. And you also need a pair of scissors. So the first step within the step to create a to-do list is to write the word to-do list, or just write the title of your to-do list. And then you can also write the different steps. So I did that with this kind of pen, and I used glitter glue to create small dots around the word to-do list in order to create a cute kind of glittery effect. And then you're going to use the washi tape to briefly cover the edges of the to-do list, and so you can limit the space the to-do list will have, and you can also make it smaller or bigger as you wish. So as you can see, I covered the borders of the to-do list, And then finally you can cut the edges in order to create a smooth line. Now to come to the third step, it's to create a small gift card holder. You will need a plastic foil, pair of scissors, and also small gift cards. So I have two here, you can also just use one. And so first of all, you place the gift card on the plastic foil and you mark again 0.5 millimeter away from the gift card marks. And then you just cut the plastic foil. So mine is two-sided, so I did not have to cut out another piece. You can either use two-sided plastic foil or just cut out two pieces. And then you place the gift card into the small holder, so between the plastic foil sheets, and then you use tape to tape the edges of the holder, so of the plastic foil onto the back of it. And as you can see, I left an opening on one side of the holder in order to make the user be able to take out the gift card holders without having a complicated way. And the opening, you can either cut it to the wished shape, or you can just leave it as it is. And here you can see the final gift card holder. So I just placed firmly two gift cards into it, and you can see it looks very neat, and it has also a very nice structure. And now to come to the fourth step, you need a thin string and some pins, which have the wished color. And then you need the pin board, and so you will use the pins. So one pin at first, and then you're just going to tie a string end onto the pin, as you see in the video. So at first might seem very hard, but it's actually easy if you're getting used to it. And then you might also want to tie 2 knots around it. And then you can cut the end, so you will not see that it's actually tied around there when it's pinned. And then you're going to also do that to the other end, and then you're going to place the pins or pin it on the pin board where you wish them to be. I pinned them in a triangle shape, and they are very tightly pinned, so the things that I'm going to hang up on there are not going to fall off and are also not going to change the shape of the line. And then to create the gift card holder, actually to pin it onto the pin board, I used 3 pins, and then I pinned it from the inside to the outside. So it's actually really easy. So as you can see in the video, it's easily done in 2 seconds. And then I pinned the gift card holder onto the pin board to the wished place. So in this example, it's on the upright. And then you can also basically just use it and put some gift cards into it. And as you can see, I pinned a small drawing onto the pin board just to make it more visually appealing, and then I took a picture of me and my friends. I just covered their faces, and then I just taped it around the string that I pinned onto the pin board, and then I also taped small keychains around there, and so from this result you can see that you can pin many different things or tape many different things on this DIY. It looks neat, it's very organized, and it's definitely a good decoration for your room. And thank you for watching, and I hope your DIYs will turn out successfully and you will have fun with them.